Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Scottish Quilter. I'm Wendy. Hi. And this is Wendy's Wednesday. Although today's been a bit of everybody's Wednesday. How are y'all? How's your week been? Are y'all doing okay? I'm doing okay. I've had an entertaining week and a busy week and lots of things all rolled into one. When's it not busy? Between one thing and another. Although I did have a day in yesterday. So what have we done for the week? Don't actually remember what happened as far back as last Thursday, Friday. But on Saturday we went up to see Stuart and Matilda, and we had a little party in the afternoon. There was a few friends there and Matilda's mum, and for baby Hailey, our twin-on granddaughter, as Neil calls her, and she was 1 yesterday on the 27th. But we had a party for her on Saturday, which was really good fun. It was a nice lot of people. It wasn't too many, it wasn't too little. She had a great day. There's actually a clip of her and her mum nearly dropped her birthday cake. But all was well. It was just a wee quick, and you hear me gasping in the back of the video. Anyway, she had a lovely day. And Matilda on Saturday was absolutely delighted when we went in and gave baby Hailey her big bed quilt. And it was made from fine French linen from Fiona and her company. Absolutely beautiful material. So it had been sitting for a while to get the binding on it. So when I took it in on Saturday and I took it out the bag, Matilda said, "Finally." And I burst out laughing because, yeah, it was finally that she got it done. Hey, Lady Lou. So there's a few pictures coming up right now with baby Hailey sitting on her quilt, which reaches over a nice two-seater chair that's through in the front room. So we just sat it there for just now, but she will hopefully have that quilt forever. Anyway, I hope you like it, because I really like it, and her mummy definitely likes it now that she's finally got it. Stayed up there on Saturday night while Megan and her man looked after the farm here and all the dogs and fed the sheep and that kind of thing, and the cows. And we've come back Sunday afternoon, where it was just the usual Sunday Monday club shopping done, and we had quite a lot to do actually, although Megan had done a lot of the stuff in the morning. And then we went for usual Sunday night fish supper, and the ice cream shop was open again. So it's been closed all January. Well, wasn't I so glad to actually see the light on that shop on Sunday night. So it closes at 8, and anyway, I get dropped off and it was only me that wanted ice cream. So I had a medium tub of wild cherry, because if they've got wild cherry, I always get it. It's my favourite ice cream. And I don't know about anybody else, but I crave ice cream every week. I crave a wee tub of ice cream, well, a medium tub of ice cream. So we did that and went to Neil's daughter Anne's, my stepdaughter, saw the grandchildren and Anne and her husband there. That was nice. And then come home. Oh yeah, and I tried to catch up with my YouTube videos and the things, the quilters that put out things on a Sunday night. So that was good. But we were up very early on Monday morning to get prepped and organised for our Monday Club Burn supper. So Monday was the 24th, 5th, 6th, 26th, because Rabbie Burns Day was Sunday. So Rabbie Burns was a famous poet who lived in this area in South Ayrshire, and a wee while in Dumfries. I don't know, many years ago, 250 years ago, something like that. I should know, but I can't remember. Anyway, so traditionally, especially in Scotland, only maybe in Scotland, we celebrate Burns Day every year, and he was, look, you should look him up, he's really interesting actually. A very clever man of his time, and very eloquently wrote lots of poems and songs, and he was a bit of a womanizer too. But the more you find out about him, the more you find out all the things he was up to. And if anybody is ever in Ayr, there is Burns Museum where it tells you all the history of Burns, and it's actually extremely interesting, as well as Burns Cottage, where he was born and brought up, in Burns Cottage in Alloway in Ayr, if anybody wants to go. There's a wee bit of info for you. So Monday Club was really busy. We served 64 lunches, including some takeaways. Soup, haggis, neeps and tatties. We made a peppercorn sauce, which was lush. And Anne made treacle sponge, which was also lush. So you don't eat again on a Monday after lunchtime. And yesterday, well, that was a bit entertaining really yesterday, because we could hear the storms overnight on Monday night, and I came down here early yesterday morning about 5. Neil came down a wee while later, and about 6:30 we were thinking about going out to get the dogs all walked, sheep fed, cows fed, the usual morning chores and looking after everybody. And there was an almighty bang. And Neil said, I think the shed roof has blown off. And I was like, oh boy. So anyway, he got out before I did, by the time I got my wellies and jacket and hat and everything on. And yeah, the shed roof had blown off, tin roof with big white, it's like huge big planks of wood attached to it. Well, the whole lot came off the roof and landed on top of Neil's pickup. So there was a bit of damage. At that point, Neil went up to see the cows, where some of them had managed to escape during the night because one of the gates had got broken. So I don't know if that pen holds 6 or more. Anyway, there was cow. I never saw anything, but they must have been out during the night because they were in the front garden. So between the storm and the cows, the garden's a bit wrecked, and there's kind of footprints in the grass. So they maybe had some fresh grass during the night. So we hid for most of the day, actually hid in the house, and I did a bit of sewing. I managed to get the Highland cow all appliqued and quilted down. So this is secret project number 1 of 2. I've also got another wee thing which was delivered yesterday to add to it. So if you can see, so my Highland cow is now, or Highland coo as we say, is now all stitched down with invisible thread. So you can see there is the odd thread that's still hanging off a wee bit, and it needs pulled through. So background is cream grunge, and I've got a different bit of grunge on the back, as well as a bit of thin foam just to give it some body. You can see the quilting through in the back as well, the shape of the cow, which is funny. So that's going to get made into a cushion with a zip back, which reminds me I need to order a big long zip. And I went to my cushion store today and I found this huge big cushion. I just took it out of its package to let it bump up a wee bit, and it is 22 inches by 22 inches, so it's going to be a big cushion. But I have to say, I really like it. Matilda wants one, and I would quite like one too. But I have to get the projects finished and gifted before I get to making any more. So I did most of that yesterday. I was also in the background, I quite like piecing together, so I had dug out some grey and black and light grey. I think there's the odd bit of black and white, and I have made a whole load of blocks. They're all different, and this is for a quilt, so it'll be a quilt top within the week. Again, there's some applique going to be needed for the top of it. I've got a couple of options what to do, but I think I might do flowers with bright grunge. Dig out all the grunge I've got and see if I can do flowers. I do have some yellow, so this is, oh no, that's not grunge, but there will be yellow grunge. There is a few different colours here, because I remember at one point when I was ordering a whole load of fabric, every time I ordered fabric, order some different coloured grunges. So I do have a wee bit of grunge. Anyway, that's in the back burner. And then last night, you know how you think to yourself, I'll try and get this done and it won't take that long. Well, I spent about 4 hours on my next project, which is part of this series, cutting out background. And I thought, nah, it can't have been 4 hours. I mean, I was on the phone and I was distracted at times, but I have, and I've got it very well balanced on this tray. So this is again cream grunge. Did you see that? My bee went floating. As did my A. So this is all background for material for the next part. Now the next part is going to be a quilt. And it's a quilt with 9 Highland cows on it. And I discovered last night when I was doing this that each cow is different. Different colour, different way it's standing, different way it's looking. So it's going to be not entirely straightforward. So I think the best plan, instead of trying to do 9 blocks at once, is to do 1 block at once. So tonight I just quickly, while we were preparing tea, or Neil was preparing tea and the tatties are on behind me, I was doing, this is eyes and nose. So normally you would do black, wouldn't you? But I dug about and I thought, I found a couple of, now these are just wee charm packs. These are brown. I dismissed this one, I didn't use this one, but I have used this one. And all the eyes are now this brown colour actually. So the eyes are going to be this colour, and the snouts are a few different colours, because I thought if they're going to be different, I could make them different. So I've got that fabric there, and I thought that would probably be a bit more realistic. Well, I hope it's going to be more realistic, because I then have, no, that's the nostrils, it's not the snout. So I've got these done, and I've got piles here to do all the colours of the coos. Now here's another example. This is part of the snout. So there's 3 different colours there that I'm using for, and again 3 colours and 3 colours. So I'm just starting to get these all done. And who would do snouts and Highland cows 3 different colours too? So there is 9 of them. And I have got, I'm going to do some in a sort of in the yellowy colour, which you can see matches here. I might dismiss this one, it's a bit bright, we'll see. That brown goes, so just sort of a bit of brown and a bit of yellow and a bit of orangey mustardy colours in amongst that. So that will be for 3 cows, hopefully. And if, but I have got plenty of this sort of material here. Here's more, another wee sparkly one, bits and bobs left. I put that into the Highland cow face in a couple of places actually. Red grunge and a deeper red. So there is a few different colours here. Deep, there's another red grunge, a different red grunge, deeper. So we'll have some, not all of them this colour, but mix and match it a bit and just make some of the cows a bit darker, because of course Highland cows are all different colours, aren't they? And I'll need to do some orange ones. Can you hear the potatoes boiling? So that's a different one. And then I've also got these charm packs, which is going to give me a variety of different colours, so I can look in, and there's ones that actually look a bit like here, which would be ideal, like that. That just looks a bit like hair, doesn't it? So anyway, I'll use them where I can. Some of them were used actually in the Highland cow, but in different colours. There's some a kind of creamy colour. So this is going to keep me going all weekend, but I do have my books to finish and get submitted before the end of January. Well, actually down to my stepdaughter. So I need to do about that tomorrow. It won't take long, just a couple of hours. It's just a thought of rounding it all up and getting it done. And every year I say, do you know, I'm going to do it in October and just submit it in October, but I haven't done it. And I've just seen some other fabric that I've got here. Now this is it is autumn fabric, which I had, it was an autumn quilt I made a few years ago actually, and kept this. But if you look close, it's got wee birds on it. So I thought to myself, is there any way that I can put one of these wee birds sitting on a coo's ear or something? And 3 of the coos have got a tartan hat on them. Now, I do have a fabric which would be ideal for tartan, maybe some of this. So that would work. You could do a dark hat and a kind of, it's a kind of reddy orange, orangey red. So I could get 3 hats out of that. But I've also got some orangey tartan flannel. So we'll see. We'll see what we do. But I thought it would be quite nice if I could get one of these wee birds and sat it on it. Some of them have got thistles on them. And the pattern itself has got thistles around the side of the pattern. But I might stick to the coos instead and just put a brighter, Wendy, brighter sashing round it, or a border. Yeah, borders probably, or I might just keep the sash into cream. So lots going on. It's really quite interesting, and you'll need to keep watching this project, because when you see the recipient of it, it will get more exciting as the weeks go on. I've also got my wee projects to do for Elliot, who's going into hospital next month, but that won't take me too long. And what else have I got to do? There's always things going on at the back of my mind. When I was on this morning, I was screenshotting quilts on point, because the Tula Pink fabric I got with the wolf and the leopards and the seals and all the latest range from Tula Pink, well, I thought about doing some of them on point, so I was looking up quilt patterns. Anyway, it won't be hard. I might buy a pattern and I might just do it, we'll see. But I have an idea in my head what I want to do. But the trouble is, I want to do so much and I don't have enough time in the day to do it. And today's Wendy's Wednesday, so I always try and keep today free. But when we went out, so the wind was still howling all night last night. It was about 4 o'clock this morning. I was late in bed after midnight, and then at 4:30, that was me back up. So the wind was still howling then, but Megan came down early and we all went out about 6 o'clock. So going round the fields in the dark and no wind, and it was spookily calm and quiet, strangely enough. And then we went over to the contract farm where all the scanning was happening today. So we were scanning hill sheep. There was about 350 or something it scanned, I'm not sure, maybe 330. And scanning results are up. That was a very good scanning today. However, the boss has got 9 quads this year. So we'll try and get some footage of that in March or April. Most of them will be born in April actually. Anyway, it's going to be a busy time for Neil and Megan. I can't really do it anymore. And those who come along to give them a hand for a couple of days here and a day there. Although I will be overdoing the odd thing, but not lambing, because that's banned now. But I got some images of the sheep, and they're covered in dots, so you'll see them with dots in their bum, they'll see them with dots in the back of their neck, and that indicates whether they are field sheep or hill sheep, and dots in their back, which indicates how many lambs are in them, so that's how you know. So the scanner was there, Grant was there this morning, and we got them all done, so really good results. And once the hogs are scanned, they get scanned a bit later, so that will be the first or second week in February. Neil will have a total count of how many lambs are expected this year. And every year he thinks, can I beat a record? And well, he's getting to that stage where you're not going to beat it much more, Neil. So we'll wait and see what this year brings, because the scanning results are up, which is always a good start, isn't it? Anyway, I come back home at lunchtime because I need to watch what I'm doing. So I come back home and set the fire and nodded off, as you do. And then I went out with the dogs and I took Baby Rum away down the lane, and the snowdrops are amazing. I've got them so the outro is going to be Rum running about in the snowdrops. This is the furthest he's been down the lane with his mum and his aunties and his granny and his great granny, and anyway, he was down there having good fun and then licking puddles. So I just had taken a few out at the time to keep him safe. But he was enjoying it and he was making wee noises and it was really lovely. And he's such a lovely wee character, and he's wee tail wagging and he's all happy. And anyway, I think he's now about 7 weeks. 15th of December he was born, so we'll need to try and work that out. So it's not too far. Anyway, we are going to have dinner just shortly. We'll get this, well, I have to nip to Lexi because Lexi's not here tonight. I need to go to her house because her car's had a bit of trouble. So I'm going to see her. In fact, if I get away in time, I might take her an ice cream. Yep. What day is this? Wednesday. I've not done ice cream since Sunday, so surely I can have 2 in a week. Anyway, if the ice cream shop is open, oh please make it be open, I'll take her an ice cream. So just to recap, the cushion needs finished, the books need done, the quilt needs 9 coups made. I need to get the rest of this fabric all cut out ready. I might get to the black and white and grey squares, we'll see. And if there's anything interesting happening between now and next Wednesday, I will put a post up. Meanwhile, you'll need to watch Instagram over the weekend and you'll see Baby Rum. And, oh, if there's anything else going on, we'll just put it on. I'll put some of the sheep on and you can see what we've been up to. So I hope you all have a good end to your week. I hope your weather's not been too bad. At least the worst has passed for now. And it was actually almost spring-like this morning when we were over in the shed next door. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Spring is coming. The daffodils and the tulips, they're all coming up. In fact, I come home today to 2 bunches of roses sitting beside my sink from my lovely friend Maria. Everybody knows I love roses and tulips and daffodils. So I've got a few flowers about, which is lovely. And anyway, hope you're all okay. Hope you have a good weekend. It's going to be a quiet one here, I think. And we'll see what happens. If I do anything interesting, I will let you see. Okay, I'm off. I hope you all have fun. Please remember, if you don't mind, please would you subscribe to my channel. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. You just need to click that button and then click your notifications and you won't miss anything from me from now on. Some weeks will be more entertaining than others, and we will get better at this as we go on. I hope I'll get better at this as we go on. So maybe this time next week I'll have a haircut and things will be a bit different. Anyway, please like, thumbs up, subscribe and put your notifications on if you can. And anybody that likes to give me a comment about my coup or your weather, or if you had any damage or how you're feeling, I hope you're all feeling okay. February's nearly here. The longest month ever is nearly finished. And I hope you're all doing okay. Okay. Right, love you, bye. From my Highland coup and me and the boss through there. Love you, bye.